I've already worn these, so don't do anything stupid. Never put used socks in your mouth. Hello and welcome to a mobile Nihongo gamer video. I'm not 100% sure where I am. I thought I would do a what's in my bag video for you so that you can see what kind of stuff I bring on my travels. As you can see, I've got the old Brompton. Those of you who haven't seen the Brompton before, just give you a quick demonstration. This bike folds into a little compact package. So I'll just show you what that looks like. Essentially, you can take the bag off, fold it like so, and when it's folded like this, you can put it on the train or the plane or restaurants or cafes, whatever it is you want to do. Literally, I have no other luggage apart from my helmet, this camera, which actually goes inside this bag as well, and inside this bag. This is a special bag that connects to the Brompton. In fact, you can actually connect it to the Brompton and drag it around like an old lady. Not that they're bad, I'm just saying that they tend to have these types of devices. So it's called Brompton Mini O Bag, and it opens from the back. The reason it opens from the back is so that you have access to it while you're cycling. So I actually opened it up like this. First thing inside the bag, my other shirt. I wore this yesterday, but I think it's good to have a change of clothes so that you're not wearing sweaty clothes all the time. So, one shirt, water bottle by Avec Vent. I guess it's French. You can just ask at the convenience stores, like, can I have some water, and they'll fill it up for you. So, fortunately, you can fill up your drink. Inside here, I've got my wallet. Don't leave home without it, otherwise you won't be able to buy things. Though, I am impressed so far by the number of things that I can buy with quick pay using my watch or with my phone, which is being used to film this video right now. Glasses, I'm actually wearing contact lenses now, but this is what you'll remember that I look like most of the time. Wow. I feel dizzy wearing contact lenses and glasses at the same time. This bag says miscellaneous USB. It's got various different things that I need, and I guess this is probably one of the most interesting parts for you, so I'll show you what's inside. 12-watt iPad Pro adapter. I don't even have my iPad Pro today, but I wanted the most powerful adapter I have so that I can charge all the various devices I've got. Cheap Apple EarPods, not AirPods, just the standard EarPod headphones. One Apple Watch charger. This is the wireless charger that connects to your Apple Watch. Ah! One 3.5mm headphone jack to lightning adapter, because even though I like these EarPods, I don't want the ones that only connect to my iPhone. I want to be able to connect it to other devices as well. Two Switch Joy-Con adapters. This is what I use to play Mario Kart if I'm playing two-player with anyone. The standard lightning cable so I can actually charge my phone. One Sony X-type battery which goes with this camera, which I will show you in a moment. Having about 2 batteries for 2 days seems to be sufficient, so it's always good to have a spare battery you may not have time to charge. And my iPad, lightning to SD card adapter, and inside here is an SD card to micro SD card adapter, and inside here is an extra micro SD card, 32 gigabytes. Inside my camera I actually have a 64 gigabyte card already. Like any good purse owner will know, searching for things in your purse or handbag is the hardest thing in the world, which is why everything should be put in a Ziploc before you put it in your bag. One pair of Gonzo socks. I've already worn these, so don't do anything stupid like smelling them or putting them in your mouth. Never put used socks in your mouth. Underwear, one pair. Another pair of socks which I wore the other day. A pair of shorts which I actually didn't wear. You'll remember these shorts from the yo-yo video I did on this cycling course before. And toothpaste. In Japan, it's difficult to find fluoride toothpaste, so if you want your teeth to actually be clean, bring your own toothpaste, because Japanese toothpaste is just paste. Toothbrush inside as well, and since I mentioned it earlier, I am wearing contact lenses today, so I brought a bunch of disposables just in case. Good weather, isn't it? Looks good. And probably the most important thing in the bag, can you believe I've got so much stuff in this one little bag, by the way? Nintendo Switch, enjoy the magic of Nintendo Switch. Obviously I didn't bring just the console, I actually brought my Joy-Cons as well. Now the reason it's in this separated form is that it doesn't actually fit. You may remember in a previous video I mentioned that the Switch is too wide. Well, it's too wide to fit. No! What am I talking about? It fits in just fine. I think when it was in this bag it was too wide, but come to think of it, the Switch does actually fit in here without taking the controllers off. I feel a bit stupid now. But anyway, it's been a little bit more compact to have the Switch separated. But anyway, that's one of the nice things about the Switch, is the fact that you can separate things, take up a bit less space. So, 2 Joy-Cons, toothbrush, I already showed you that. This is a really important one. Now, after buying this, I found I didn't use it very often, but it's an Anker 10,000 milliamp battery, and it's not USB-C, it is USB-A. And when you want to connect it to the Switch to charge, you just connect it with an adapter, USB-A to USB-C, which I forgot. Fortunately, my Switch has been fine on battery, so I haven't had to recharge it yet. This is just the standard USB-A to micro USB, which I use to charge the Anker device. When you buy these Anker devices, they come in nice boxes and they come with carrying pouches, which I think is really, like, it's a small touch that makes a difference, but I think that's kind of what the Anker brand is all about, is these small extra touches. A better battery for your mobile life. Look at me advertising for Anker. They don't need my advertising. What? Try not to throw your glasses on stone ground. Now this is my Sony Xperia, I think it's called the Aqua M3, I'm not sure. It's the Sony, I think it's called the M3, something M3. This phone is very, very cheap. It cost me £125, which is something like, what, $170, and it has a internet SIM in it. So you literally just go into an electronics store in Japan, ask for an internet SIM, and you can get data on here. And because it has tethering, I can use it to connect my iPhone or whatever devices I need that need internet. I would use my iPhone for tethering, but iPhone and Yahoo Mobile, which is the company I'm with now, like, tethering doesn't work, so stupid stuff like that. Essentially, that's all. This is the inside of the bag. You can see, like, it actually carries quite a lot. Plus, when you put the top on, it has all this volume as well. Once you put everything in the bag, you connect it like this, and then you can actually just go around places. Come and have a look at the scenery with me. Come fly with me, let's fly away. There's a little family down there trying to enjoy themselves, but I'm spewing out English really loudly. I'm probably disturbing the peace. As you can see, beautiful view of Funari Seto. I hope you've enjoyed this What's in My Bag episode of Mobile Nihongo Gamer. This is part of a short trip I'm making to Hiroshima, where basically you travel 80 kilometers on your bike over 8 islands? 8 islands and 7 bridges? I may have counted that wrong, but basically there's a lot of beautiful bridges like this. You can't see any bridges, but there are islands, and essentially you would travel over the bridges to get to the different places. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Don't forget to comment, subscribe, share the links and all that good stuff, and I will see you in the next Nihongo Gamer video. And one more thing. I forgot to show you probably the most important object of this whole trip, apart from obviously the bike. Probably the most important device is my Sony X3000, which you'll remember from a previous unboxing video. This camera has incredibly good optical image stabilization, so I can like shake it while shooting, and in the video it probably won't look like it's shaking. It's that strong. Let me show you what it's attached to. This camera is connected to the GoPro jaw clamp. I don't use the neck because the neck actually introduces extra shake, so I took the neck off and I only use this. I used to connect this to a GoPro, but the GoPro didn't have image stabilization, and the new GoPro has image stabilization, but it's digital, so it's not quite as good in my opinion. So anyway, this is really, really helpful. I'll show you why that's so helpful later, because I can just clamp it onto the bike while cycling, and then when I want to take a hands-free shot, I just take it off the bike and I can shoot like this. Really awesome. It costs about $40–50. It sounds expensive, but it's one of the most important things I've ever bought. This is the camera itself. You will notice that it says 4K. I don't do a lot of shooting in 4K because it reduces the frame rate to 30 FPS, 30 frames per second, but I prefer to shoot everything at 60 FPS because, one, it's smoother, and two, when you put 60 FPS at slow motion, so it becomes 30 FPS, it looks super smooth. So, this is the Sony X3000, which you'll probably be familiar with from this channel. It has this funny little cap on the front which protects the lens. Unfortunately, this lens doesn't have a round-shaped cover, so when I put it in my pocket, it's exposed. That's why I have this extra rubber cap for it. But when you want to protect the lens, you have to use this. When you want to protect the lens with a lens cover, you have to use this official one that Sony makes. And I don't mind using official accessories. I don't mind that it's proprietary. What bugs me is that this is huge. Kind of annoys me that it's so big because now it doesn't fit in my pocket. Obviously, when you're cycling, no big deal. This is probably the second most important thing after the camera and the clamp. If you use a standard clamp with a screw, it can actually, while cycling, fall off the clamp and fall off your bike. So in order to prevent that from happening, I bought a special clamp that has this extra little nub here. And what that does is it prevents the camera from rotating while it's on here, because on the bottom of this camera there is the screw hole and also the rotation prevention nub. And that's when you, so that when you put it on here, it cannot rotate. And if it can't rotate, it can't loosen from the screw. That may sound like a small thing, but when I tested this out before, it was actually falling off the clamp. So once it's on here, it can't rotate, it can't come off, and you just connect it on here like shoe. Jajan, and you've got yourself a nice little gun for shooting video. So I put it like this. Let me just show you how it connects on here one more time. Let's give the bike a little transform. You can time me to see how fast I can do this. Alright. Transformed. And then, when I'm cycling, I usually have this on here, like so. And it just shoots the front of the bike. And then when I want to shoot something like a panorama up there, I just take it off like this, because it's a clamp. Shoot, and then I can put it straight back on. Probably the best thing I've ever bought for my bike. Then, last but not least, pick the bike on and go. Ja-ja. Whoa!